Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We're on Gabby's Twitter. I will leave the link in the description down below. She dropped a banger of a tweet the other day that says, since we're in anniversary season, again, how would you rank these from worst to best overall out of all the anniversaries so far leading up to the 8th anniversary? So like Gabby said, since we're in anniversary season, well, JP is, Global isn't, but the 8th anniversary's got me feeling some type of way. I thought, why not rank all the anniversaries from worst to best? Now, of course, this is my opinion. If you have something different, and of course your rankings will be different to mine, let me know down in the comments, what is the best and worst anniversary for you guys? Let me know. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And let's get into it. I've even got all the anniversary details ready, boys. I haven't even looked through these in years, but I've got them ready. I have got them ready. So we have all the anniversaries here, starting from 1 through to 7. Now, I've got to be honest. I've got to come clean. I wasn't about when the first anniversary was going on. So to be fair, this is going to have to be the lowest rank anniversary for me, purely just because I wasn't playing Dokkan at this point. So I think it would be incredibly unfair for me to put that anywhere else but last. That's not because I generally think it's the worst, it's just I wasn't playing Dokkan at this point, so I don't think it's really fair. Now, my actual first anniversary was the 2nd year anniversary, and boy was Chris hype back in the day. 15, 16-year-old Chris was buzzing when this dropped. This was back in the day where a lot of me and my friends played Dokkan. You know, the anniversary wasn't at like 6 or 7 in the morning for me. So we would go to one of my friends' house, we ordered pizza. It was like Boss Man pizza, by the way. If you don't know what Boss Man pizza is in the UK, it's basically like, you know it's bad. You know it's literally going to raise your cholesterol like ridiculously. You're going to get diabetes the next day, but it just tastes so good. And it's cheap. And it's cheap. We would all sit there and eat pizza, play Dokkan, try all the new units. It was a good time, bruh. So, you know, for me, with nostalgia, I'm also going to be a little bit more critical and actually go through the details and, you know, some of the stuff that actually came with it. These were the first units of the SSJ4s. That's big hype for me. I'm one of those simpleton Dragon Ball Z fans who absolutely adore the SSJ4s, especially SSJ4 Goku. It's like one of the most perfect designs ever. The nostalgia with my friends. I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't that much content. We had the legendary election, which is basically still covering all the LRs today. That was a big thing. This Dragonstone was a big thing because I needed Super Vegito for the longest of times. The Dokkan Fest AGL one for the longest. And I finally got him during this Annie, which I was buzzing about. So we have the SSJ4s, we have Super Vegito for yours truly, and we have the nostalgia with my friends. You know, I see we didn't really care about the daily summons. Of course, the banners were cool. And also the introduction of LR Gohan on Global through this banner, which, by the way, the rates to pull him, if you weren't playing at this point, the rates to pull this Gohan in this banner were terrible. Were terrible. I think this was the first time a UR Hercule statue was introduced. How crazy is that? We've come so far in Dokkan that this was back in the 2nd anniversary. A UR Hercule statue was introduced. Hardly anyone pulled LR Gohan back in the day from this banner, and if you did, you might as well have gone and done the lottery. That's how lucky you had to be. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of those who managed to pull him. If you did, as I said, you should have done the lottery. You know, other than that, there wasn't that much content. It was purely just hype of the units and just vibes. That's basically what the 2nd years were. It was hype for the SSJ4s and vibes. And literal vibes for me and my friends. So I can't really say too much for the content. So for me, the 2nd anniversary for me, I'm going to put... I think I'm going to put the 2nd anniversary 5th. Yeah, we got 7th anniversaries in total. I'm going to put it 5th. Yeah, I'm going to put the 2nd anniversary 5th. Just because there wasn't a lot of content, but it was just hype. And it was just vibes. Hype and vibes. That's what this anniversary had. Moving on to the 3rd anniversary. I'm not going to lie, I can rank this one immediately. This was 6th. The 1st anniversary 7th. This is 6th. 2nd anniversary is 5th. The reason why this is 6th for me, it's just because it was good, it didn't hit like the second. Like, there wasn't as much hype. There wasn't as much vibes. Now, that makes sense to me. Don't get me wrong, there might have been more content. You know, we've got missions, we've got the usual stuff. There probably was more stones. Like, every year we just keep getting more stones, which was good, which was great. But again, when it comes to the content, like the second year anniversary, a little bit lacking. The units were good. The units were hype. You know, this is the first time we got, you know, dual Goku and Vegeta units that fused. It was dope. Those were sick. But it didn't carry as much hype. You know, I think that's kind of because before we got to some of the later anniversaries, it was essentially kind of the same as the second year anniversary. Not a lot of content, just pure hype off the units. And it was basically like a copy and paste of the previous year, except for me personally. Considering that was my first anniversary, I said you got nostalgia and vibes with my friends. SSJ4s are hyping themselves. That was enough to pull it through. Doing that again for the third year anniversaries, don't get me wrong, Gogeta and Vegito fusion units at the time were insane, but it wasn't the SSJ4s. So doing that again with a lack of content, it wasn't enough. So for me, that's got to be number 6. That's got to be number 6. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite funny. I have a little story to do with this. It was quite funny because I remember I pulled both of them and then we met up with each other again, the same group of friends we did for the second anniversary. We met up, got pizza again. Pizza and vibes, man. Pizza and vibes. We got some pizza and I still had stones left and I was like, wouldn't it be funny? Because one of my friends didn't pull either one of the Goku and Vegeta. Me and my other friend, I pulled both, he pulled one. My other friend didn't pull any. And I thought, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just went back in for dupes on both banners and I managed to pull them? I went back in and I actually managed to pull a dupe of one of them while he didn't get any. You know, it's small things like that. But for me, that's got to be number 6. So the first anniversary is 7. The third anniversary is 6. The second anniversary is number 5. Now you have the 4th anniversary. The 4th anniversary, I'm not gonna lie, was really good. We have SSJ4s again. This time we were starting to get more content, which was sick. SSJ4s were back. Animations had taken a step up at this point. The animations were clean. Yeah, some of the animations for the SSJ4s, I think on their 12 key or the 18 key, I can't remember, I think it's 12 key, were partially reused from like the Margin Vegeta and SSJ2 Goku, I think Battlefield units, or one of them. They were partially reused, but I didn't really care. The other SSJ4s were sick. We started to get more content, not to mention it's SSJ4s, man. Who doesn't love SSJ4s? But we started to get more content, which is what helped this anniversary. This is where anniversaries just started to peak. We've got easy A's for the anniversaries. We also have Boss Rush, which is the easiest 30 stones of your life, but it's more content. Of course, we had the anniversaries. You got tickets for summoning on the banners where you could summon again. That was great. That was a great introduction for them, or by Dokkan themselves. We had Super Battle Road stages. Was it a lot? No. But it was more content on an anniversary than we'd ever seen before. Not to mention part 2, even more content. So that was good. I don't even remember this event. I'm not gonna lie, but awesome rewards sounds good. I actually generally do not remember what this event is. I generally do not remember this. All I know is you got 4 stones for completing missions. Oh, and you also got Black Smoke Shenron, which was dope, where you got even more rewards, but I generally do not remember that event in the slightest. More Easy A's, which were dope at the time. We had the TOP banner, the introduction to the TOP banner. Looking back, was it the best value? But at the time, with what we were used to with Dokkan, you know, for years prior, there was no featured unit or no, like, guaranteed SSR in a multi, anything like that. We then got a TOP banner, by the way. First time we saw this, I think, maybe, or at least on an anniversary it was, where you had 2 summonable LRs on one banner. Again, it's a yellow coin banner. You know, looking back on it, it's a yellow coin banner. Is it great value? No, because the rest of the featured units are absolute cheeks. But back in the day, look how many featured units there are. Look at all these featured bum cheeks, man. It's bad. It's bad. But back in the day, this was hype. This is what we were used to. 2 featured LRs on banner. It was dope. It was sick. I really wanted Baby. I ended up getting the GT Trio. But still, it was dope. And again, we had more content. So for me, the 4th anniversary, and again, because I'm a sucker, man. I'm biased. I'm biased. Sue me. I don't care. Don't sue me. You're not going to get a lot. But for me, The first anniversary 7th, the third anniversary 6th, the second anniversary is 5th, the fourth anniversary for me, 3rd. Am I a little bit biased because the SJ4s? Yes. I don't care. For me, they are 3rd. Moving on to the 5th anniversary where we had transforming Gogeta and Vegito. Not to mention we now had 3 parts of an anniversary, which is dope. Even more content. The 3rd anniversary has got to go 4th. The units were dope. We had a transforming Gogeta blue, a transforming Vegito blue. They were really good. Unfortunately, they're as good as they were. And also, by the way, I have to say this, as good as both of their animations are, especially LR Gogeta blue, because it wasn't long before this that DBS Broly was out. Like, it actually wasn't that long before that. DBS Gogeta, this LR DBS Gogeta, as good as he was upon release, as good as his animations still are, like he generally still has some of the best animations in the whole game. Because it's basically like you're watching DBS Broly on Dokkan when you use him. He just aged far too quickly. But, you know, that's a little bit of a, you know, a nitpick. But again, we had more content, you know, the usual login bonus, the usual missions, things like that. You know, you had the return of the redstone, which we've been having for years at this point. This SSR Power Force thing was actually kind of dog, but still. You know, the banners, wrong part to click on. The banners, as always, absolutely stacked. You know, the return of Gogeta and also DBS Broly, which, by the way, I don't think I even pulled them off this banner because I still needed them years later. Stacked banners, which the anniversary always has at this point. 55 special summon. 55 special summon. Forget 77. Forget the 77 ticket summon. We were on 55 during the 5th anniversary, okay? And this was dope. This was like one of the first times we ever saw this. Yes, you had a lot of featured kind of doo-doo. You know, there were some side banner units you may be missing at the time, which isn't too bad of a pickup. But you also got a guaranteed LR. At the time, getting LR Kale and Cauliflower, one of the best LRs in the game. That's what you wanted. You know, LR Go Frieza was up there. Just the amount of damage these two could do at the time was ridiculous. You know, you have also the likes of Bojack still. You know, Broly was still a menace. Gohan wasn't as bad even now, even though he has an easy A now, but he wasn't as bad back then. He aged a bit, but he wasn't as bad. You got a guaranteed LR at the end for a 55 ticket special summon. Now we're up to 77. How time flies. All the usual stuff. More boss rush, infinite Dragon Ball history. Again, they're not the most difficult things, but it's more stones, which means more stones for you to summon during the Annie, which is exactly what you want. More content. We had the free-to-play LR Zamasu. I'm not gonna lie, he is cheeks, he is dog. But it was dope that we got free-to-play LR Zamasu. We got a bunch of free-to-play units. They got easy A's. We had Dokkan Virtual Clash during this as well. You know, easy A's came back, the usual type of stuff. But then we had a part 2 and a part 3. Dokkan was like, here's content. You get content, you get content, and you get content. Everyone gets content. And then in part 2, I'm not gonna lie, I said, I haven't looked at these in years, so a lot of this is basically re-jogging my memory. We had more missions. We had more events, more campaigns, which means more stones to be had. As I said, every single year, we got more and more stones from each anniversary as the years have gone on, which is obviously a big thing. A big thing in, you know, free-to-play players, and I think any Dokkan player's mind is getting more stones. Easy areas for the free-to-play units, which were dope. Another top legendary summon, which, by the way, I love this one, just because I'm a big Rose fan. Love this one. He was great upon release. Broly, Chila, and Lemon, not so much. But absolutely love this one because Rose was there. It was dope. Like, Rose's animations were top tier as well. And then we had a part 3. As if 2 parts weren't enough, here's a 3rd one. 3 is the magic number after all, which means even more stones. The free-to-play LR Zamasu that went into a Goku Black, then got an easy A again. It was kind of cheeks very quickly, but it was cool to have. More infinite Dragon Ball history stages, which meant more stones. But for me, because of how much I love SSJ4s, and they didn't do anything. Yes, there was 3 parts. Yes, there was 3 parts. There was more content. But they didn't do anything really too big with it. They just kind of added more of the same. And again, I'm biased when it comes to the SSJ4s. So for me, the 5th anniversary has to go 4th, and the 4th anniversary is above it in 3rd. And now we have the final 2. We have the 6th anniversary, and we've only got 2 places left. And I think it's very obvious how this is going to go. the 6th anniversary, which wasn't too long ago at this point. You know, you're looking at almost 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. JP players, you are pretty much looking at 2 years ago. This is second. This is one of the best anniversaries we had. You know, we got LR UI Goku and LRSSB Vegeta. UI Goku is one of the best units in the game for ages. That's 70% chance to dodge. The animations as well. Dokkan, I don't get how you outdo yourself with the animations, but the animations were top tier. LRSSB, while later on down the line got kind of found out for being incredibly fraudulent, unfortunately, he was good upon release. UI Goku is one of the best units in the game for months. And we had a bunch of content. We had the 66 special summon ticket. We had the tons of thanks ticket. And we had the 6th anniversary ticket. Yes, the 6th anniversary ticket is kind of doo-doo. Kind of a randy banner, but still it's free summons. The tons of thanks tickets were free summons on the LR banners or the TOP banner, which was dope. And then, of course, the 66 special summon ticket where you're guaranteed an LR. Honestly, a bunch of content to actually finish and get those tickets, a bunch of missions to complete, get more stones again. Another year, we're getting more and more stones. The units themselves, as I said, were hype. This was off the back of, you know, DBS Super being finished for a bit, or DB Super being finished for a bit. And we'd got content on stuff we were screaming for. Let me take a look at the 66 special summon ticket banner. What do you have? Even the side banner units on this weren't too bad. At the time, this guy was actually really good for ESPR. Tien's not bad on Earthlings. Buiklo was like a must for like LR Buhan or Boo Tanks. Even Supreme Cut at time for me was a Super Battle Road MVP. And then look at the LRs that got added to it. Gums wasn't a bad unit at this point. We don't talk about LR Nappa and Vegeta. Jiren was an absolute powerhouse. At this point, Rose was on this banner as well. Strength UI God Goku, or not UI God Goku, UI Goku. Very good. Also great rotation with, you know, the LR UI from this anniversary. Turles was a pretty decent pickup at this point. Gohan was absolutely smacking damage. And then it just had a bit more content. The 6th anniversary gave us a bunch of content, and it gave us a bunch of new stuff as well. You know, we had all these free-to-play units who were very good. You know, you had the LR Tien and Roshi. You had the LR Krillin and 18. They were really, really good, especially after EZAing. Not to mention, we had LR Master Roshi himself, who was one of the best free-to-play LRs when he currently released at that point. And then we had the introduction of the God event. This was Red Zone before Red Zone. During the 6th anniversary, you are not beating this unless you had LR UI Goku. UI Goku carried so many of us if you pulled him through this event. Including, which by the way, I still do not have this unit to this day, the Tech Caulifla, because of her dodge. The LR UI Goku, primarily, if you pulled him, was the unit that carried you through the God event. As I said, this is Red Zone before Red Zone. Honestly, this was Red Zone before Red Zone, and this was something we never seen before. This level of difficulty was something we'd never seen in Dokkan before. So not only was it more content, more of the same stuff we'd seen, but more content, 3 parts, hype units, amazing animations, ridiculously good banners. But then we got a new event which took Dokkan difficulty to a new level. And everyone was making videos at the time of like, I've beat it with this team, I've beat it with this team, I've beat it without UI Goku, and seeing who can beat it as quick as possible. Then we've got, of course, Boss Rush, new ESBR stages, new SBR stages. As I said, a bunch of new content. And that was only in part 2. There's still a part 3. And this is why this anniversary is number 2. Actually, no, that was part 1. That was part 1. I'm jumping the gun. In part 2, we had more. We had the TOP banner, which again, by this point, you know, we kind of figured out it wasn't great value. But 2 new LRs, not to mention this LR was the first of its kind. I know it's not that too big of a thing, but this had 5 characters, 5 main characters on the front of a card. It just looked dope. It was a good unit as well, and you know, Golden Frieza and 17 weren't as good. They weren't bad at the time, but they've aged a lot. But you know, TOP banner, not to mention you have the Tongues of Thanks tickets as well if you wanted to summon on them without using stones. We have the EZA for Int UI Goku, who at the time was probably one of the best EZAs in the game. Of course, works so well with the LR as well. He was amazing upon release. They started releasing more stages of the God event, Infinite Dragon Ball History event as well. That means more stones. You know, us Dokkan players, we love us some stones, man. Of course, we always love more stones where we can get them. Then we had part 3, which we then had the Easy A for LR Go Freezer, which was hype. This was so hype because they were one of the best Easy A's in the game at the time. Unfortunately, not anymore. Then LR Roshi got his Easy A, the Easy A for the free-to-play UI Goku, also the Easy A for all the other free-to-play units. They were really, really good. They still are pretty good units. They have age, but they were so good for free-to-play units. And again, more free stones. So for me, the 6th anniversary has to be number 2, which obviously means the 7th anniversary, last year's anniversary, is my number 1 ranked anniversary in Dokkan. I'm sure the 8th anniversary will probably beat it and become my new number 1 by the time we get it on global. But currently, the 7th anniversary, to me, is the best anniversary. For the most part, to be fair, you know, I did rank the 2nd anniversary higher than the 3rd anniversary. I think that's fair. And then I did rank the 4th anniversary higher than the 5th, to be fair. I think that's debatable. I think you could rank the 5th anniversary more than the 4th. But personally for me, because I'm a little bit biased, because I'm a simpleton, I love the Super Saiyan 4s. For me, the 4th is better than the 5th. And they didn't really do too much different at the time. So because of the unit hype for me, that's why I prefer it than the 5th. But this one's easily debatable. This is interchangeable. For the most part, Dokkan has made every single anniversary better than the last. But for me, the 7th anniversary has to be number 1. The hype for these two units, the dual SSJ4s and the dual gods, was probably some of the most hype I've ever seen on Twitter when it's come to a build up to an anniversary. The day everyone saw the animations, I think Dokkan Twitter broke. Dokkan Twitter broke. The animations were ridiculously good. Not to mention as well, some of these animations, while they were taken from, you know, GT and DBS Broly, they were dual units that didn't actually exist from the show and from the movie. So they were partially Dokkan made, which Dokkan done an amazing job. Their kits, again, they were 2 of the best units we've ever seen upon release. There was the whole build up of, oh my god, are they going to fuse? Which obviously Gogeta did, which was hype as well. SSJ4 Gogeta as the fusion was sick. The animations for that and him and the active skills on both of them were ridiculously good. Also looked amazing. You know, on the active, while they didn't actually fuse and stay as Gogeta Blue, having him in there in some shape or form was hype in itself. And again, we just had a bunch of content. Also, the banners are as stacked as we'd ever seen them. But the content was there. We had the 77 special summon, which literally is probably one of the best ones we've ever had. Some great side banner units. But look at all these LRs. You got 3 LRs from this banner. You were guaranteed 3 LRs no matter what. You could have got no SSRs leading up to the featured units or the guaranteed LRs. And you still walked away with 3 LRs for free for just playing the game. Just getting tickets. You know, we had Hitku. We had Future Gohan and Trunks. We had the likes of Goku and Piccolo. We had this Goku Exchange Vegeta unit, or Vegeta Exchange Goku unit. Janemba. We also had the likes of Go Frieza, who had an Easy A at this point for a year. It was stacked, and you were guaranteed 3 LRs. We still got tickets for the anniversary ticket summon. We got more tons of thanks tickets, which is a great introduction, by the way. Still an amazing feature they added for the anniversary. More free-to-play content. Unfortunately, the free-to-play unit Easy A's weren't that great this year. I mean, Goku and Chi-Chi were alright. Vegeta and Bulma were just kind of doo-doo. These guys weren't bad. The LR Easy A wasn't too bad. You know, we then got, you know, the Orb event. And then we had the introduction of Red Zone. And they didn't decide to just release one Red Zone event. They decided to release 2 of them. Which took Dokkan difficulty to a whole new level once again from the, you know, the God event. And everyone was seeing how difficult this really was. Dokkan, the whole meta changed. Everyone was talking about how difficult Baby was because of how much damage he did. And then, you know, the main one, the most talked about part of Red Zone, of course. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Janemba and Bojack were quite difficult. It was obviously Broly. He became the new strongest boss, the hardest stage in the whole of Dokkan because of how hard he hit. Even before you got to the final phase, you had the AoE phase, which used to absolutely ruin runs if you were not careful. And Red Zone just introduced a new meta to Dokkan. It took Dokkan to the whole new level of how difficult content could be. We have new boss rush stages, more GT Goku event stages. By this point, I'm not gonna lie, GT Goku event and Vegeta event really isn't difficult whatsoever. I think depending on the missions and depending on what units you have, there's an element of challenge in there. But new missions in here, which mainly just meant more stones. You know, we had more Clash, which, I mean, to be fair, we were used to at this point. But that's just part one. You know, we kept getting more Red Zone stages throughout. We had the TOP banner, which, you know, while the Great Ape Vegeta did have his flaws, not a bad unit. Kaioken Goku was really good. His damage output is generally ridiculous. Heart Virus Goku was on this banner as well, who's still a very good SSR to this day. You know, you could use the tons of thanks tickets on this. Personally, for me, those tickets went amazing because I managed to pull both LRs off of one ticket summon. I even got God Goku in that summon as well. We then had the EZA for Tech Gogeta and the Mega Shenron. Those EZAs were amazing. They were so good. Then not only that as well, yeah, we got the EZAs for free-to-play units. As I said, they're not that great. Then we had one of the best EZAs in Dokkan ever released. We got the Kryptonite to DBS Broly. EZA God Vegeta was okay, but we got one of the best EZAs Dokkan's ever had. And it wasn't even a Dokkan Fest. It was this man right here, the Kryptonite to Red Zone Broly, because of the damage reduction against movie bosses or pure Saiyans. Which of course Broly is both. He even had type advantage against Broly's final phase. He set up the perfect rotation for the LR gods. He is the reason why so many of us probably beat DBS Broly, no matter how long it took you. And not only that, is one of the main reasons why the LR gods are put above the LR SSJ4s, even though they have almost an identical kit. Because this guy gave the LR gods a slot 1 unit, whereas the SSJ4s still do not have one. Which is why I'm really hoping the GT Goku and SSJ4 Vegeta, or whoever gets EZAs during the 8th anniversary, gives them that. As I said, we got more Red Zone stages, more missions for GT Goku event, more Vegeta event, more content, more stuff to do, more stones to be earned. As I said already, loads of times, us Dokkan players, we love our stones. Then we have part 3. More missions, more EZAs. We had even more EZAs. We had so many EZAs in this celebration. The EZA gods. As I said, EZA God Goku was one of the best EZAs in the game. EZA for Tech SSJ4 Gogeta. EZA Omega Shenron. And then we got EZAs for the year 3 LRs. And they were back in the game. Units we forgot about from years ago, from the 3rd anniversary, were back. They were really good. Even more Red Zone stages. We got the Red Zone ticket summons as well, which weren't the best, but I mean, if you were missing some units, it was helpful, and also there was the possibilities of LRs. More GT Goku event missions and Vegeta event missions. Again, difficulty isn't there in that event, but it just meant more content to do, more reason to play the game, more stones to get. And then we had the extra part. We had the EX portion of an anniversary, something we'd never got before. We had part 1 and 2 and 3, and they introduced an EX portion of the anniversary. Extra content for us. Where Global did indeed get EZA SSJ Full Power Goku, which JP literally got a couple weeks later, but at the time, it was dope. His EZA is still very good. You could finally do the 77 special summon. And then the big one being the EZA for the LR SSJ4. So not only did Dokkan EZA the year 3 LRs, they then EZA'd the year 4 LRs, which made the SSJ4 Goku and Vegeta rotation with the EZA SSJ4 Goku and Vegeta, but more so Goku. A great rotation, still lacking a slot 1 unit for their LR SSJ4s, however. But they were 2 of the best EZAs in the entire game. Goku was number 1, but they were 2 of the best EZAs in the game. Then we had the introduction of the EZA, what is it called? What is this actually called again? That's it, the EZA, the Dokkan All-Stars, which by the way, I still haven't completed. But the EZA event, which had 999 stages, where you could get, what, like 200-300 plus stones? Again, I still need to do this. so many stones to be had from one event, but the main thing is we had so much content in this event and so much hype content and such amazing EZAs. This is why, to me, the 7th anniversary has to be hands down. I don't think there's a debate. Has to be the current best anniversary we've ever had in Dokkan. And I'm really, really hoping the 8th anniversary tops it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I hope they do it. You know, EZAs for Strength Vegito, Bootegs, whatever else, go for it. But I don't know how they're going to top it, but I really hope they do. But that is my order. Let me quickly run through them again. First anniversary, because I didn't actually play Dokkan at the time, that has to be bottom. Not because I think it's the worst. I mean, to a lot of you, it probably is if you did play Dokkan at the time. But for me, I didn't play it, so it's not fair. Coming in at number 6, it's going to have to be the 3rd anniversary. At number 5, the 2nd anniversary. Number 4, the 5th anniversary. Number 3, the 4th anniversary. And at 2nd place, the 6th anniversary. And then number 1, the best anniversary we've ever had. From best to worst, the 7th anniversary from last year. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on what your best and worst anniversary would be. Don't forget to smash the like button. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace!